This week, we're converting a Knoxville homeowner's simple backyard into a backyard paradise.
What are you boys doing? Just standing around watching?
I've been helping homeowners improve their homes for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help.
Good job, look at there.
Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about. Each year we host a contest with our friends from Pavestone called Backyard Paradise, and this year's winner is from Knoxville, Tennessee. Sarah Gully, her husband Jason, and their children Jackson and Ava all love being outside. So the contest prize of a backyard makeover is ideal for this family.
We have been through everything, just trying to figure out what do we want? What's the best thing for us? What can we afford? What can we do? And I just thought, you know what? My dad always told me, you don't know if you don't ask. So you don't know if you don't enter. And so I entered. When I hear, hey, it's Danny from Today's Homeowner, I was like, oh gosh. I was like, what do I do? What do I do?
So one of the things we really liked about the house when we first moved in was a big backyard, and we had all these ideas of what we could do.
We want to make this a fun environment for our entire family to be in. So it's kind of an all-inclusive space, I think is what we really want, because our kids love the outdoors.
Yeah.
I'd literally go out there at night and just say, man, what can this look like?
One of our challenges was deciding how or if the small deck that was already here would fit into the new design. Hey, it's really been fun working with you guys over the phone and our friends at Pavestone putting together a design, but one of the big decisions you guys had to make is whether the deck was going to stay or go. I understand you're anxious to get rid of it now.
Knock it down.
I mean, the deck is nice, but when we have multiple people out there, we feel kind of confined. We want to open it up and be able to enjoy the entire backyard, not just the deck.
It does kind of make you feel kind of closed in, and actually, I know that you guys didn't build it, but when you're standing in the back looking at it, it just doesn't seem to go with the house.
We'd be up on the deck and the kids would be in the grass and we couldn't see them. And we couldn't be a full part of what they were doing. And they're wanting to ride down the hill or be in a pool, and we just want to make it a very flowing space.
I know that y'all wanted a fire pit, but I see a interesting fire pit over there.
We turned that dead space into just a makeshift fire space. Definitely need some improvement, but you know, we made it.
Like lots of improvement.
Yeah, we made it work though. It was homemade, 100%.
Their solution for a screen door is also a little makeshift.
That was her idea.
No, that was my dad's. My dad just was like, so the greatest thing, I'm just gonna go and order it. And so he orders this magnetic thing.
With kids, they're constantly in and out, so the door was always open with no screen, and that screen was the best solution that we could have. I just want to open up the space instead of us being confined. I mean, when there's 6 people, it gets crowded, so that's our whole goal, is to open it up.
Well, I'll tell you what, usually we will come out and just kind of look at things and then take a little time before we get back on it, but we're going to work right now on this thing because we got to get everything out of here, get the deck out of the way so that the guys can start in the morning. So first thing we got to do is find a place for this furniture, a garage maybe?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Fill it up.
All right. In addition to some help from Jackson and Ava, we're also getting a hand from our handyman Bear, our friend from Pavestone, Ted Woods, and a crew of paving pros he's brought along. Just a few weeks ago, Chelsea had her little baby girl, Lucy Ann, my granddaughter, so I'm doing this project with Bear. He's really not as pretty as Chelsea.
What are you boys doing? Just standing around watching?
When the deck is clear, we lay out some plywood to protect the grass, and we're ready to demo the deck. Since Sarah is the contest winner, well, she gets the first shot.
Just go for it.
Go for it. Any way you want to do it. Oh, okay, we got better back up. Uh-oh. Okay,
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. That's feeling good.
God, it's feeling so good.
Good. Let's see if we can take this.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
All
we
right.
Not bad.
We got a long way to go, and we got a lot of guys.
Let's go, boys. Is that all you got? Is that all you got?
When I talked to Sarah on the phone, I knew she was, let's say, a bit spirited.
Yeah! What you got, Danny?
What you got?
Oh!
You're gonna need some Ben Gay tonight. It's gonna be a cool few days. You know, I told Jason and Sarah that they won a contest. They don't have to do any work at all. I don't think Sarah heard me.
This is so exciting! I can't believe it's happening!
Who doesn't like spray paint? It's quick, it's easy, it dries really fast. You can paint almost anything with spray paint. And it's particularly useful for spray painting small fasteners and hooks and pieces of hardware that'd be difficult to paint any other way. To make that job even simpler, try this trick. Get a piece of cardboard and just put the fasteners right in it. Just poke it through, twist them in, so that space them enough that the paint will get evenly coated on all the parts. Then hold it in front of a cardboard box just to catch the overspray. And then simply spray them. You see how quick and easy this is. There you go. I'm just gonna let that dry. That'll only take a few minutes. Now, spray paint's also great for hardware items. Hinges and latches and braces and brackets. But the way you want to paint these is with a bent piece of wire. This was just cut from a clothes hanger. You want to, again, hold it up in front of the box to catch the overspray and spray it. And if you cut the wire long enough, your hand is clear out of the paint, so you don't have to worry about getting paint on you. Then to dry it, just hang it from a chain overhead.
Sarah and Jason's backyard makeover was designed by the folks at Pavestone, and the materials were delivered earlier today. But now that the deck is gone, Ted, the project manager, has to make some last-minute changes. So Ted, I know you and Jason and Sarah were out here almost till dark tweaking the design. Any major changes?
Yes, we had a couple we made with them. We brought them out here and kind of explained to them how this high step here may cause issues with the level of the patio.
Yeah, this thing looks like it just ramps up here almost.
Yeah, it ramps up. The sidewalk had very high raise at the end. It came up about 4 inches higher than what we anticipated. So we had to figure out how to adjust to tie this whole patio into one level without having steps down to it. If we go level with that, we're going to cover up those vents at the bottom of the house there.
Yeah, okay.
We want to keep that open for airflow there.
Good, good.
So what we discussed doing is we're going to cut this piece of slab out right here on this joint.
Good.
And then we'll start the patio here. We'll start a couple columns, curve the patio in, so you'll enter it right here. So it'll be more inviting there.
Yeah.
So it's going to work out great for them.
It looks like we got a little bigger down on this end.
Yeah, the other thing we adjusted after talking to Sarah was the area right here with the fire pit and the sitting wall. We've got a curved seated bench that's going to go around the fire pit on the one end. So this gives us some curves, and it also serves the purpose of seating. So we got a little more room, get a few more people around there.
I tell you, already you can tell with removing the deck and then just being down on the ground level here, it's just going to make it look so much bigger and let it kind of flow into the yard just like they want.
Yeah, they're not trapped up there like they were before.
And I've done this before, and I know it starts with a lot of paver base.
The base material, it's a combination of angular rocks, generally 1.5 inches or less, and it also has the fines in there. So it doesn't look good when you dump it out. It's like, oh, this thing's a mess. But what you do is when you dump that out and compact it, it packs tight together. So that gives us the strong lower base for our project, and then our sand will go on top of that.
While we continue spreading the base material, Ted and Bear attacked that section of concrete sidewalk.
I thought I was a genius at first to take out the first 6 feet of the walkway so we could tie it in and avoid having a step down, until me and Bear started taking it out.
He's got his hands full keeping up with Bear, let me tell you that right now.
When you're working alongside somebody called Bear, you got to bring your A game. You think they could have made this any thicker? We were figuring 4 inches thick, and we had the big sledgehammers. We bust this thing out, no problem. We found out it's 8 inches thick, and not just for the first foot or two, it was for the whole 6 feet.
Looks like concrete's cheaper than dirt around here.
That's some thick sidewalk, right? You know, semi-truck back here.
Living in a rock quarry, Lead Flintstone can have it.
Danny Lipford, CrossFit. It was a challenge, but these old man muscles are still hanging in there.
Now this is one of the most important parts of putting down a paver patio in your yard, is making sure the paver base is sloped the way you want it to be sloped. Now, right now, that is 2 inches higher than this side, so once we compact it with the plate compactor and the rain hits the pavers, it's gonna go where it should be going. The engine of the plate compactor moves the heavy base plate up and down very quickly to compress the surface beneath it, so operating it is a bit of a ride. One I'm sure Sarah won't pass up.
I've always wanted to try one of those things and see what it was like, and actually it was a lot easier than I had thought it would be. I was surprised that, you know, you just kind of go like a little Zamboni. Is that what they're called? I don't know.
Well, Ted, this is really looking good. I guess this wall will continue on up a good ways.
Yeah, exactly. What we're seeing here is we're gonna lay the pavers up to this height here as it comes in. We'll cut them in for the radius, so it'll look nice. And as you'll see, then we'll build the seating wall up above that once pavers get about 17 inches high.
I love that when you can integrate it all in and actually have the seating built in. I mean, it looks good. It's actually serving a purpose because of retention, but yeah, it's coming along really well.
Now,
yeah.
do they stack these and then take it down and glue them, or
Oh,
are
no,
these glued?
they're already glued. Yeah, and after about an hour, especially out in the sun like this, it's not going anywhere.
Well, I also noticed these gaps at the bottom, right down in here.
Yeah, good eyes there. What we do here is we got a little gap there. It's like a weep hole. If moisture does get in there, it can escape this.
How much you think is going to be done by the end of today?
I think we'll have this whole thing paved in.
Wow.
If Sarah does her job.
Yeah.
That's if Sarah doesn't.
It's all about Sarah. That's right. That's right.
That's right.
He thinks he can rattle me. He can't. He can't.
String trimmers are a great addition to your landscaping arsenal. But you know, if you've got a big project, chances are you're gonna need a gas-powered model. Well, Milwaukee has come out with a really powerful battery-operated model. Now, this is their M18 fuel, and it's fueled by an 18-volt lithium-ion battery. And this baby is really powerful, so powerful, in fact, that they market it as a landscaping professional model. Now, what makes it so powerful is the brushless motor inside. Well, a brushless motor will make your battery charge more efficient and absolutely more powerful. Now, I also like the features of this down here. Now, it's got a quick lock release, so I'm going to take this off, and look at this. Once I remove the string trimmer wand, I can replace this with either an edger attachment, a hedge trimmer, or even a pole saw. So not only is it versatile, but it's also powerful as well.
The foundation for Sarah and Jason's new patio is in place, and we've covered it with 1-inch layer of sand. Now the pavers can start going in. You know, every time we do a paver patio like this, it amazes me how fast the pavers go down. People like me, takes a little time. Other people like Augustine, I think he's got me by a little bit. Slow down, you're making me look bad. But that's not happening. These guys just pick up the pace. The curved seating area is almost complete, and as the pavers fill in near it, the guys mark and begin cutting out the fire pit. As it goes up, so do the steps at the back door. Now the question is exactly where to place the countertop. So if you wanted to put it against this wall, and it could go right here in the center between the windows perfectly. Another way is to actually project it out this way, which would take up a lot of space. I'm not sure I'd want to do that. So talk it over and come up with the right idea, and we'll make it happen tomorrow, okay?
We spent a lot of time,
Discussing.
Hours discussing.
Or a seating area.
Yeah, we're shifting from a seating area to just really a prep table.
Okay.
And we came up with the idea of the layout at the very last minute.
All right, this is what we'll use to cover the gap underneath the grill for you guys there. So you can remove the grill if you want to. You just pull these out and take the grill out if needed.
Cool.
So how did the family design time go last night, huh?
It was long, but I feel like it was productive.
I don't see any bruises. It looks like you made it through okay.
I think we're good.
So I see you modified your grill a little bit there.
Yep, so we kind of got this empty dead space.
Sure.
So what if we take off these little hinges of the grill use the pavers to build up to replace those hinges, kind of make it look like it's a built-in.
Yeah.
And then we had the idea of the ability to slide it in and out, and I thought it would fit great.
And Ted, I see you got something going on
Yeah,
here.
we've got the layout for the grill enclosure set up here with the rumble stone. Works out easy. We can build this up, create a nice countertop space here, as well off to the side. So great grilling station.
That sounds pretty good. And you got signed approval?
I think I did.
Okay.
We did.
All I was expecting was just stack blocks. So I was kind of like, man, I hope it doesn't look too bulky. But Ted, he just grabs these different shapes and sizes and comes up with these patterns on the spot. I was just so impressed.
It's so easy to do with the rumble stone because everything modulates together and you can create a beautiful looking outdoor cooking area with very little planning needed.
So we're eliminating the large top to keep the space open. To ease the doorway transition, we're replacing Sarah's makeshift screen door with a phantom retractable screen installed by their factory-trained pro. These screens are ideal for this kind of application because when they're not in use, the screen disappears into a housing outside the door. So you get all of the advantages of a screen door without all the baggage. Now we're ready to start spreading the sand topping over the patio surface.
And then you see the bigger gaps, holes like that, you gotta brush it back and forth a little bit. Yeah, we're just trying to tighten everything up now with this stuff. As that sand works together, and that's what gives us the interlocking part of the paver.
At this point in paver projects, the question is always whether to seal or not seal.
Debbie said she'd seal it because red wine stains patios. Debbie's my next door neighbor, and she told me we had to seal it right away. She knows from her past experiences.
It's not uncommon for a little bit of the sand to settle down around the pavers. So in a few weeks, Jason will put a little more sand there, sweep it in, then it'll be time for the sealer. But right now, it's time to head to the nursery and select some plants to dress up the landscaping around the new patio. It needs to be something that will provide the cover in front of the...
Like the...
Well, I just made the assumption that Sarah knew a little bit about plants. Boy, I could sure use Chelsea right now.
That was basically like two blind squirrels trying to find a nut.
What about this red thing down here? Red thing.
Or two people who don't know how to pick out plants. It's an ebony flame crepe myrtle.
Oh yeah, I remember now. What do you think about that? It says perfect to place on edge of new paver patios. Dang, what an ironic thing.
It must be meant to be then.
Sarah and Jason have a beautiful backyard, but the deck that was here before kept them separated from it. It felt cramped with more than 2 or 3 people, and it really didn't fit the home's architecture. Now that the deck is gone, we've created a beautiful paver patio that flows right out into their big backyard. The pavers are a much better fit for this style of house, and even though the patio is about the same size as the deck, it feels much larger. 2 small columns welcome you onto the patio as you enter the backyard. Then the curved seating wall and fire pit practically shout an invitation to sit down and relax. The grill enclosure that Ted put together in the corner is both functional and attractive, so backyard meal prep can be as much fun as the party it's serving.
I couldn't be happier. I'm most excited about the fire pit area because I see many memories for our family in the future. I see s'mores, I see late night talks, hanging out, campfires, and just enjoying the family.
The patio is amazing, but I thought the process and witnessing it go down was even more amazing.
You like the process better than the patio?
You know, the wood deck on the back of the house really didn't fit into the house, and the wooden handrails really closed it in. But now the paver patio allows the fun to spill right out into the backyard. And congratulations again to Jason and Sarah and their family, and I know they're going to enjoy their brand new backyard paradise. And thanks to our friends at Pavestone for making it all happen, and thanks to you for spending a little bit of your busy weekend with us here at Today's Homeowner. I'm Danny Lipford. We'll see you next week. You like watching your man work over there?
Finally, he's doing something.
So tell me about...
I don't know if all of them are the same or not.
Well, what kind of show host are you?
I know. It's not a lawn and garden show.
Be sure to join us next week when we help a new homeowner transform her ugly patio into a space for awesome outdoor living.
Have you done this before?
This pattern, no. No.
Ow! Really? No, don't believe him. He's the guy that cries whoop.